Welcome back everyone, my name is Lee from Leader's Kitchen. Today we're making some new wraps. So I have some paneer in my fridge and I needed to use it up. So I found this recipe from Serious Keto and I'm trying it out. So for the first time I purchased some paneer cheese. Now when I tried it, it's pretty bland and I had to find something to use with it. So I came across this low carb wrap recipe using paneer cheese and we're going to make that today. And it's pretty easy and it's using a lot of ingredients that if you're low carb that you're probably already going to have in your pantry already. There's no specialty things that you have to order online or anything, which is great. So firstly we're going to mix the dry ingredients, and that's because we're using xanthan gum today, so that needs to be evenly distributed through all that dry ingredients for it to work properly. So firstly, we've got a tablespoon of hemp seeds here. They're going to go into the jug there. We've got a tablespoon of lupin flour, and I can't find this in the major supermarkets, but IGA here in Australia, I've seen it there, so that's where I've got it from. Then we've got 2 tablespoons of celery husk, and then we've got a teaspoon of xanthan gum. And then we've got half a teaspoon of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt. And then we're just going to grab a spoon and we're just going to make sure all that's combined. Get all the lumps and everything out of that. And that's ready for the next step. So the paneer I got from the supermarket is 200 grams worth. Now, if you can't get paneer or you can't be bothered going to the supermarket, if you've got cottage cheese in your fridge, you just want to really just make sure it's dried out. That's all paneer is. It's just cottage cheese that's been compressed into a block. So what you can do is maybe the night before, grab your cottage cheese, put it into maybe a colander or something, leave it in the fridge overnight, let it dry out, and it'll probably have the exact same effect as this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice this into pieces, and then we're going to put it into the food processor and get that blending into small bits. So as I said, 200 grams of the paneer. We're just going to cube it up. And we're going to put that into our food processor. Alright, so that's that now. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients and just blend that into it. And that just needs a good blend. So now I've got 3/4 of a cup of water here. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of lard to it. I'm sure you could use butter or something instead if you wanted to. I have lard in my fridge, so I'm going to use that today. I'm going to plop that in there. And I'm going to heat this in the microwave. So now the water has been warmed up and the lard has melted. Now we're going to turn on the food processor. And we're going to gently just drizzle this in. So you can see it's all boiling around the edges, that means it's ready. Now I'm going to spread this into some cling wrap. Now, right now it looks really soft and everything, and that's just because the celery husk just needs some time to hydrate. And all we're going to do is just wrap that up, kind of into like a log. All right, and we're going to let this sit there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and we're just going to let that just sit there and hydrate, and then we're going to slice it up and get it frying off. And while we're waiting, we're just going to get our frying pan just heating up. And we just want that just on like a medium low heat, not too hot. I'm going to let that heat up while we're waiting. So now this is chilled for about 10 minutes. And it's firmed up quite a bit. Now we're going to take out the wrap. And then we're going to slice this up. So depending on how many wraps you want to do with this recipe makes 6 wraps. I like my wraps a little bit bigger, so I'm going to make 4 more substantial ones. So I'm just going to cut these like so. I'm going to put the rest of it aside for now. So I don't have a tortilla press, so what I'm using is a Ziploc bag that I've just cut right open there. Then I'm going to grab some looping flour. You don't want to use too much because this does have a little bit of a nice taste to it. Then we put our dough there, a little bit more on top. Then we close it, flatten it a little with our hand. And then I'm using this massive serving board as my pressure for it. There we go. So once we've flattened our tortilla out, we want to take the plastic off the top. And then we want to try and just get it into our hand. And then in a single motion, you just want to get it into the frying pan. No oil or anything. And then we're going to cook that for a couple minutes. And then we're going to turn it over. So after a couple of minutes, we're just going to go around the edges. And like the other wrap recipes I did, just get your spatula onto it, make sure it's not sticky. And then we can turn that over. So as you can see, this is puffing right up. What we want to do is just make sure that all that water that we put into it is all evaporating. So I'm going to go low and slow. And obviously the cheese is fat in it, so it is going to brown a little bit. But we just want to take our time and make sure all that's all cooked out. And I think that's it. Done. Onto a drying rack, let's get the rest done. So here they are. Don't they look good? So my dough was a little bit stickier than it was meant to be. So I did end up using a little bit of extra looping flour to roll these out. But I'm going to be honest, I've already tried some and I can barely taste the looping flour, which is great, because I think most people hate using looping flour because it does have a bit of an aftertaste. So let's give it a taste test. So this is the one I've already get into. It has a slight cheesy taste, obviously because it's full of cheese. But all that cheese is also caramelized in it as well. So cool flavour. Fully flexible. I'm going to be making these from now on. They are so good. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a good old like. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.